Hello and welcome to some game update notes for February 12th, 2025 for Everquest. So we did the test server update notes. I did do a cursory look. There is a few things that did change, and I'll try to point those out. But first up, items fixed an issue that was preventing augments acquired from Tides of Time, the anniversary event, from socketing into items they otherwise should have. Fixed an unintentional error that stripped the spell from the item spell teleport. See here. Adjusted chest drops in the Outer Brood mission to include a wider variety of Type 5 augments. The Outer Brood weapon damage augments should no longer have a decreasing stats after converting to their secondary forms. Our Argent Whirly Gig Flyer control device should now have a levitation effect. Aglad's assaulting fire, casting fire, defending fire of the Harbinger's augments have received spell damage increases. This is the type like 18s or 19s or whatever they are on the evolving ring. That's probably a buff for anybody who casts spell damage. Updated most familiar summoning items to also have an illusion. Arrows equipped in the ammo slot that are unusable by a character are no longer effective, and the character is out of ammo. So if you can't use an arrow, you can no longer use that as ammo. Merchants now include the deity restrictions. When you ask them to show items that I can use. Perfect. I love that. I talked about that last time. Archetype, sympathetic amplification, several triggers, several spells triggered. Magic effects from equipped weapons augments were missed in the initial introduction of this AA. Now they've been updated to both receive the benefits of this AA and no longer triggered from other proc effects or twin cast. Adjusted the luck range of newly created items from the Outer Brood. The modified Oriad's Spanner Perform maintenance now description now displays without error. Not 100% sure what that is. Trade skills improved the performance of the trade skill depot. Thank you very much. Tides of Time players can no longer place a banner or campfire in the tower. The merchants only spawn during the anniversary event, and the repaired keys will only give the stuff during the anniversary event, right? So you can no longer get the quests outside of the anniversary that you cannot do. Year of the Dark Ball collections now run as a part of the anniversary event, so everything's in the like March to April range, I think now. I don't know how that'll work on the timing at this time, but it will be back. Tides of Time, the tower keys are now offered during the anniversary event. Theater of Eternity quest, the bigger door, we have to go back. I've changed how their items are dropped so that there's no issues. That's pretty much what that says. Only the person with the quest items can loot items too, so it's a little interesting. Reduce the spell damage on spells cast by most rare and named NPCs in the Outer Brood. Many were cut in half or more. A few had their durations reduced. Even fewer were altered. The effects would actually work. So like a snare and stuff would actually work. Overall, the spell damage should be lower. Now they're like, I do a lot of grouping with like my monk Andronel. And there is this mob that I've been camping with the group, and it's in Theater of Eternity. It's like a Cthulhuist or something like that. And he has a proc on him or a spell that he casts. It's like 600k damage. My monk doesn't have 600k hit points yet, so it's like if I get hit, I'm dead. It's kind of crazy. And if anybody's there that's not like 125, they like instantly die to it too. So it's kind of funny. But that'll be interesting to see how that goes. The control room mission reset is better now. The Mystic will return on reset along with the pillars. That's one of the missions. Purification and penance in the High Priest mission of the Outer Brood will no longer give experience for evolving items. Chasing What's Not Real can be run during the anniversary event, or Chasing Madness, Reflections of You, and Enter Turmoil. These are all from the 25th anniversary. We covered these in the test patch notes, so all those are in the anniversary now. And see here, you can now automatically dismount when changing personas, improve the effectiveness of all convergence spells. I still don't know what that means other than the Necromancer res. I don't know. Magician corrected the Grant Ring of Perfected Levitation spell to summon an item with 6 charges with a 30-minute duration spell and renamed it to Improved Levitation. Sorry, nobody's perfect. So instead of being perfect levitation, which is unlimited duration, it seems to be a 30-minute duration. I don't believe this one was in the test server patch notes, so I'm not gonna go cross-reference, but fixed a bug where AAs should be shared between personas, but we're not. That's perfect. I love it. Let's see. These are all enchanter changes. Increase the max absorb of the runes, pretty much for all those. Yeah, everything that an enchanter does is been improved for reducing damage and spell damage there. It's like, yeah, spell damage, dot damage, melee damage. So that's nice if you play an enchanter. Overseer. Change the order of the Lorien Song Overseer reward items. Added Lorien's Song trade skill components to the Overseer rewards. Thank you very much. So I like a little side note here. So during Extra Life, I farmed for pretty much every day for 2 weeks for around like 4 to 8 hours a day. Getting my paladin AAs to try and max his AAs out, right? And I specifically camped a camp inside of Lorien's in that zone where there's trees. Like it's like in trees and then it switches to like spiders or some nonsense like that, right? I got three timbers, I believe is what it was in that all that time. Maybe there's a few more, but there was just never enough timber to go around in the Lorien Song expansion for me when I was trying to do this. So like, I only crafted like one weapon. It was pretty sad. But that's nice that it's here now, so you can go back and craft all those to get your skill to 350. Or closer to 350, depending on how many recipes you already know. Progression servers, evolving server rule set skill bonus now works as intended. Veniki now uses the original intended spell resist system. Miscellaneous. Change in description of the Unpurged achievement in the Herald of the Outer Brood to match the reality needed to complete it. It now reads, don't remove any of the defenses from the Skelrod Guardians. Alright. I'm assuming that's just burn the boss on it, in all honesty. I have no idea what the achievement is. I haven't even looked at it, but I'm just gonna say it's probably burn the boss. Most of the achievements you can get them, you know, like most of them, just by burning the boss, right? So, but you know that leads to different problems like spawning ads and stuff. At least in the Outer Brood. In the previous expansions, not so much. But Outer Brood, you over DPS, you get ads. Removed outdated information from the help document covering evolving items. Fixed an issue that reset guild access permissions to default values upon world server restart. Mangler now accepts incoming server transfers from live servers. That's interesting. That wasn't in the other notes, but interesting they're allowing that one to... I'm surprised they didn't just merge that one to some other server. Let's see here. Clicking on an achievement component's name will, and certain key combinations will allow it to do stuff, right? So Control plus Alt opens up the find window for that item. Can Shift Control open up the bazaar, and Shift Alt will open up a barter window so you can buy those or find them in your bags. Hot buttons that link to an item that have been moved between a keyring and the inventory will find the item if it still exists. Updated the cursor item links from the keyrings to be able to be auto-equipped or used to start a trade. Okay, so you take it out of keyring and then you can trade it, or you can equip it. All right. See here. When single target buff fails, they're due to being blocked behind a target player pet. Message will say it will. So if you can't get buffed, it will give you a reason why you can't get buffed. That's interesting. Fixed an issue that prevented chat-tel Windows operation after too many were opened. The claim window will now be sorted numerically by clicking on the feature count column. Hot buttons should no longer disappear when moving items to or from a keyring. Fixed a bug where the scroll bar in Windows using the new UI engine could be dragged outside of its bounds. All right. So those are the patch notes for February. To me, the highlight is the Lorien song trade skill materials. I'm not really affected by any of this stuff personally, so it's like that. Maybe these missions being easier with that stuff, that's gonna be kind of nice to make things slightly easier. But yeah, so that's good. It's a good patch. All right, Erolisi Day. I don't know if I talked about this before, but there's quests you can go do that will reward items. Looks like you can go to, I'm not going to read this whole thing, but you can go into Misty Thicket, you can go Mahalis. And Hollis, there are, I think, ground spawns collectibles. So you can go pick up some, I think they're letters of hate and letters of love. You can pick up those. Let's see here. There's some guys in Plane of Knowledge you can talk to, getting some stuff. And if I'm not mistaken, there's a clicky picnic basket you can quest or you can buy it from the shop. I think it's 180 coins in the shop, and I think you can do a quest to get it also. I can't remember on that though. Don't quote me. See here, you can also go to the over there for more quests, and I think that's it. I think I did some, like, I got some of the older ones on the channel doing through Gnome Regards playthrough, but I don't really keep up with these anymore. It's just I should, but I don't, and maybe I will. And then at some point, February 1st, the tier 2 raids came out. So if you raid, hope you had fun. So those are all out and playable. So there you go. Some news and game updates for February. Thank you very much for watching, and please have a fantastic day.